Hello again, YouTube. This is Fiber Biscuit, and I'm back with my top 10 video as tagged and requested by Costa Bromstar. Sorry, I get the two confused all the time. They sound so much alike. But it was Costa Bromstar at the end of his top 10 video who tagged and wanted to see my top 10. So thank you for that. And without further ado, here it is, Fiber Biscuit's top 10. Starting out with a showcase, number 55, CG Seed at 5.0 from April 1965 with a gorgeous Murphy Anderson cover, Dr. Fate and Hourman. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Solomon Grundy. There's a guest star of the original Green Lantern. Fairly key book, but what makes this number 10 is that it's the first graded CGC book I purchased. It was the first Silver Age book I purchased. Pretty much the first superhero 12-cent cover book that I purchased. There was a lot of firsts. When I got it in the mail, opened the package, held it in my hand for the first time, it was from then on that I knew that I was going to be a comic collector for life. This is the book that started the passion and cemented the fact that I was going to collect comic books, and to this day it holds a special place in my collection for the same reason. It's just one of those special comics to me, and I still enjoy it. Coming in at number 9 is a Golden Age PGX 2.5. It is Captain Marvel Adventures number 27. It's by Fawcett, September of 1943, and it has a beautiful war cover. Down the bottom right it reads, Captain Marvel joins the Navy. This is the insignia recently adopted by a Naval Air Squadron, and I can just picture this plastered on the side of planes flying over Germany, shooting down the Nazis. Just a beautiful book, beautiful cover. Came across that at an auction and happy to own it. Love the book. Coming in at number 8 is CGC Signature Series 9.8, Deadpool number 55, August 2001. Triple signed by Tim Bradstreet, Tom O'Brien, and Thomas Jane, who of course was the actor who played the Punisher. Crossover book. I generally don't go after modern books so much. It's not what I collect, but I had the opportunity to purchase a group of these Signature Series Deadpool books, and I jumped on the chance. And this is one of my favorite books. And being triple signed and having Thomas Jane's signature, makes it all that much better. Definitely a sought after book. Coming in at number 7 is the oldest book in my collection. And being the oldest, it goes way back. And it is Action Comics number 39. This is from August of 1941, so this in fact predates the war itself by 3 months. This cover is by Fred Ray, the writer is Jerry Siegel, and it's a beautiful early Golden Age superhero comic. The story behind this one is I went to an auction quite randomly, and while I was looking around, I happened to cross a box, and this was in the middle of it. And I almost fainted, choked when I saw it in there. And I ended up winning that box for $10. So basically I bought this book for $10. Now it's not in the greatest condition. There's spine roll, there's some pieces missing on the spine, it's old, there's some tears, it's starting to yellow. But again, it's 70 years old. It's pre-war, it's a survivor. It survived the paper drives from the wars, the parents, all the kids, and it found its way to my collection, and I couldn't be happier. Outstanding early book with a really good story. It has a villain called the Ghost, his first and only appearance in comic books. And hopefully in the near future I can open it up and share that story with everybody. And on a side note, on the cover you see Superman, and the S on his chest is in red, but if you look on his cape, it's blue. I don't know why I noticed it when I was looking at it a while ago. Kind of one of those weird things. But definitely a good story. I've read it a few times. Coming in at number 6 is another CGC 9.8 Signature Series, Uncanny X-Men number 145. May 1981, Dave Cockrum, Joe Rubinstein cover, and this is signed by none other than Stan Lee. This is my only Stan Lee signature. Hopefully in the future I do get more, but for now this is the only Stan Lee signature I do have, and for that reason I cherish this book. Coming in at number 5, CGC 7.5 X-Men number 94. Of course, the new X-Men begin August 1975. Dave Cockrum, Gil Kane, Don Crespi cover. A lot of changes happened in this book. This rebooted the whole series. Marvel Girl, Angel, Iceman, Lorna Dane all quit. Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird, of course Wolverine. Who else? Storm and a Banshee. They all join. Fairly key book. I'm still waiting for to get my hands on my copy of Giant Size X-Men number 1. It will happen, just a matter of time. But for now, I do have X-Men 94, a nice key book. Happy that it's in the collection. Coming in at number 4, book that needs no introduction, PGX 5.0, Incredible Hulk number 181. Of course, this is the first full appearance of Wolverine. Nice Herb Trimpe cover, 1974. And it's one of those books that everybody wants in their collection. Everybody wants to get their hands on it. I was no different. And for the people who do own this book, Doc and Howlett, Jean Paul Ace Peter, once you get it, you know it's just one of those key books, and a lot of people are after it. And I'm no different. I do want to upgrade this book eventually, but for now, you know, I'm happy with the 5.0. Moving on to number 3. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 129, CGC'd at 8.5, fairly high grade book. And of course, this is the first appearance of Frank Castle, or the first appearance of the Punisher, and the first appearance of Miles Warren, the Jackal. It is from February 1974. Fantastic Gil Kane cover. Love this cover. Again, I'm a huge webhead. I love Amazing Spider-Man. I'm a Spidey fan. I have been since I was little, even before I was into comics. And once I got into comics, it was a very quick transition to wanting to collect Amazing Spider-Man. And I love this book. It is definitely one of my favorite books in my collection. I will try to keep upgrading as I go, you know, trading it in and try to get higher grades, but for now 8.5 is a decent grade. Great looking book. Moving on to number 2, and it is another Amazing Spider-Man. It's CGC'd at 6.5. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 4, September 1963, Steve Ditko cover. This is the first Mr. Davis, the first Betty Bryant, the first Liz Allen, and of course Flint Marko, the first Sandman. And ever since the movie, when the Sandman was in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, and even before then, I was a huge Sandman fan. I love the character. He's a badass villain. I love the way he's drawn and he's portrayed in comics. And I love this comic. Fairly high grade for being from 1963. Almost 50 years old now. 6.5 I think is pretty good grade considering the age. And I love this cover. Love everything about this book. Yellow, red, Sandman cover, the 4 Spidey panels. Just a beautiful book. All around beautiful book. So that leaves us with nothing but number 1. And coming in at number 1 in Fiber Biscuit's collection is my copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1, 1963, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko cover. There's really nothing you need to say about this book. It's a absolutely beautiful book. Early Fantastic Four crossover. John Jameson, of course, the Chameleon, who was the first costume foe for Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man appearance. It's Amazing Spider-Man frickin' 1. There's really not much you can say about it. And I know myself that when I started collecting comic books 6 years ago, I would look in the price guides and I would see Amazing Spider-Man #1 and I would see the price, and I would just never ever think that I would ever have my own copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1, but I do, and I love it. Being a Spider-Man fan, I have Amazing Spider-Man #1. Every time I look at it, it gives me chills. It's in fairly decent shape. It's not super high grade, but the spine is pretty tight. There are a couple tears, few rips along the outside, some Marvel chipping, of course, but for the most part, it is a nice book. I have opened it up. I looked at it. It is intact. It is complete. There's really not much else you can say about it. It's definitely the centerpiece, the crown jewel to my collection. I love this book. So there it is. There is Fiber Biscuit's Top 10. I really hope you enjoyed. I mean, as always, comment, even if it's just to say hi. And I guess that leaves only for me to tag the next people. And I want to tag 3 people. I want to make sure that I don't re-tag somebody or somebody else didn't tag somebody. And I do want to see these people's collection, what they have. So first off, I want to tag ABS Tech 1, Abs Tech 1. I want to see your top 10. Big Baby SLD, the man himself. I would like to see your top 10. And if I could, I would love to see 74 Susu. I would love to see what you got going on in your collection. I can't wait to see your guys' video. So until the next time, I hope everybody enjoyed it. And until the next video, Fiber Biscuit out.